busy. Larry?
All right, Amber, thank you. Hopefully, you watching at home, you're well stocked. You don't have to rush out right now. You can just sit back and watch the snow on TV rather than going out and having to deal with it. Like Kirk Client, who is now out on City Avenue. Kirk, it looks like the cars in back here are getting along pretty well.
If you can call slipping and sliding pretty well here, they are, but it's almost hazardous to be out here on the sidewalk. I just talked to one of our crew members coming in, and they saw 2 overturned vehicles on the way in. And one thing that we're noting here is I have a little device called a Kestrel handheld anemometer. Use it a lot during, say, a hurricane or a tropical storm, and we're seeing winds now up approaching 7-8 miles an hour. And you may not think that's a big wind gust, but when you're dealing with temperatures, you see in the corner of your screen there, what is it now, 10, 11 degrees? It is quite a difficult temperature to deal with as far as the wind chill is concerned. Now let's talk about what could be developing tomorrow. Glenn has mentioned it. We could be close to blizzard-like conditions. Maybe we have available here for you the definition of a blizzard. What does you have to have? You have to have winds a lot stronger than we have. 35 miles an hour, not gusts, but sustained for 3 hours, plus visibility. We've talked a lot this morning now into the afternoon about visibility and 1/4 of a mile or less. And so that is what could be in our offing as we head towards tomorrow. Temperature, certainly not a factor, but temperature is a big factor, especially as Glenn's just mentioned about the dry air that we have in place. When you have the very dry air of 10 degrees, you get 20 inches of snow out of 1 inch of precipitation. You normally think of a 10-to-1 ratio. And then, of course, when you get that heavy, wet snow, it can be as low as a 5-to-1 ratio. Let's go ahead and show you. I got my handy-dandy metal tape measure out here. And just to give you an idea how much we still could have, we could get all this entire yellow amount. That is 22, 23 inches, which, of course, would be the biggest storm since the big one back in 1996. And we had another storm similar to the one we're having now, almost to the day, 20 years ago, back February 11th and 12th. And then to find one to equal what we could be going through now, you have to go back to 1909. So we're not looking at maybe what you'd call a once-in-a-lifetime event, but certainly a very rare occurrence. Now, how's the snow checking out here? Let's see if it's gotten any deeper, and we are seeing it get deeper now, close to 5 inches of snow. And just give you a little walking check, we have had our sidewalks so far have not been plowed. And you can get by, but it certainly is slippery, and you need to be careful not only driving on the roadways, and you see how slow the traffic has gotten now. Some folks there with their windows rolled down and their Valentine flowers still out. You got to, I think, pay attention to the road rather than pay attention to me out here on the sidewalk, that's for sure. So you need to be careful, and even be careful walking as you make your way along, as we're really just still hard to believe in the early stages of what we have to deal with, because this could not be winding down for about another 30 hours or so. It's going to be a long day, night into tomorrow day for your Earthwatch weather team. Larry?
Yeah, Kirk, I guess I'm just a little bit surprised at how many cars I'm seeing behind you. I think people are hearing this is the early part of the storm, and I'd better get out now if they have something to do, because we just had Amber down in Newcastle County, Delaware. She was at the Pathmark, which was packed with people, and now City Avenue is far from desolate.
No, that's very true, Larry. I think people are maybe, as you say, think they have to get prepared because they figure they don't get out now, they're not going to have a chance. But you really are. I mean, I have been out here now for the last, I don't know, hour or so watching the folks. And while the salt truck has been by, the plow has been by, there have been numerous people that have been having a tough time getting by. Let's check. This bus is certainly not having an easy time getting up the hill. He's going maybe 5 miles an hour. Here you got a backhoe that's going by the region. So unless it is really an urgent situation, unless you don't have enough food in your house to make it 2 days, maybe consider borrowing some from the neighbor rather than getting out. I'll tell you what, I'm not driving in this weather until things clear out, and I don't think you should either, because you're really increasing your chances of having some kind of an accident. And while it may be tough for the next couple of days, an accident could be tough for a whole lot longer.
Very good point, Kirk. Nice job all morning. Now we're going to try, speaking of getting out in the roads, we're going to try one more time to go to Jack Latier from the New Jersey Department of Transportation, who has been waiting patiently. Jack, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
What's it look like out there in New Jersey?
Well, the brunt of it is coming in the southern part of the state, as you know. We have every piece of equipment and every person assigned to snow duty out there right now. We seem to be keeping up with the ½ inch to 1 inch accumulation that we're getting per hour right now, but things don't seem to be getting any better. So we're just advising motorists, if they don't have to go out, please do not. It's not the best of conditions, and it actually impedes our crews from doing a good job. So err on the side of caution.